Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the LP Productions. This time, the production crew have told me to come to this restaurant here called the Raj Gate. So, currently they've told me to come to the border of the Greater Manchester, as just over there, about, 50 feet away from me, is the sign for West Lancashire and Greater Manchester. I've not actually seen the LP Productions at the moment. I've not seen the envelope, or I've not been given a text. But I have come here with my bike. As they mentioned, bring your bike, bring your stuff, bring your rations. There is a bit of a construction site going on around here. I'll show you the signs. So there's West Lancashire over there, that way, and that sign is Greater Manchester, which is that way. Right, I have just been handed the envelope by some random ghost that appeared out of nowhere. But anyways, we may as well get on with it, because it's about 9 o'clock right now, and I'd rather see what we've got to do. Let's just put that in there. Okay, so to the people of Greater Manchester, the daily commute of an average 3 to 5 miles leads them to believe that they need the newest, most long-range electric vehicles. To prove them wrong by their terms of environmentalism and need of suitable transport range, ride on a pedal bike from one side of Greater Manchester border to the other. Well, so I'm guessing that's why I'm at the border of Greater Manchester then, is it? Right, so by my calculation, or by memory, the other side of Greater Manchester is near a town called Glossop. Alright then, here we go. Away from the Raj Gate, totally English restaurant. And there's the border. Just precariously go across the road. And we're into Orrell. And straight away into Orrell, we're going up a hill. So I'm guessing that means this is going to be a good journey. Because, by the great old saying of the LP Productions, if you ain't going up hills, you ain't getting anywhere good. I may as well add that recently, this is being filmed at the end of June. Recently, we just had some sort of heat wave, and it's gotten up to I think mid-30s around here, around the northwest. So hopefully today, as the weather says, or at least it said yesterday it was going to be 27 degrees. I checked this morning, it had risen up by a degree. So hopefully it's not going to be as hot today, because I will just be under a tree. As you can see there, we're on the A57, whatever you call it, towards Wigan. If anyone knows, that's the hometown of the LP Productions. Yeah, I'm a bit weird me. You got the old council offices there. Used to be quite abandoned a few years ago. Recently someone's inhabited it. And I think these houses, yeah, early 1900s. Obviously there we've got the Mount. I'm guessing that's an even older building. And here we've got the motorway bridge full of ANPR cameras. There's the M6. And here we are going into Pemberton. More attached houses, or whatever you want to call them. And there's a pub. The Fishergate Inn. Here's KFC, and right next to it, Pepe's Chicken. Bollocks. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's some dirty grey clouds over there. It's been sunny with only a few clouds recently. We had a thunderstorm yesterday. Well, hopefully that's not gonna start raining. Here we are, passing the centre of Pemberton. Well, this isn't the centre, that is. That was the centre of Pemberton. Now we're going into Wigan. There's a lot of barber shops around here. I don't know why. I don't even cut my hair. Got 1899, these rows of houses. And then we've got the Carnegie Library right there. I'm pretty sure it is. I wonder why millionaires and billionaires made a load of libraries. Quite a weird design, that. 4 pillars. Oh wait, this isn't the antiquity community, is it? And into Wigan we are. Here's the confusing bike lanes, as well as the even more confusing Saddle Junction. Now, some of you may remember that I crossed this at the further end. There's the ambulance station and the fire station. Just behind it is the police station, and there's Big Asda. So if anyone has watched the Sea to Source, that's the River Douglas. Douglas. This bridge was built in 2000 apparently. It's 2 years older than me. And there's a whole biker squad over there. Crossing over Seven Stars Bridge. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Or the Savoy Timber Bridge. From the Leeds to Liverpool Canal. And here is the infamous Wigan Pier. Said it correctly, didn't I? Just make sure it gets run over. There's all the, I don't know if you can see that, the old machine there, the barges. And there it is. Well, at least that one is pier number 4. I'm not sure which pier it was which had the the Wigan Pier Club in it. I don't know if it was this one or not. Obviously, I'm not old enough to know that, but you know, I think it's either that one or Pier 3. I'm not quite sure. There's some banging tunes in there, bruv. Yeah, I think it was that one. That one looks like it's got the, you know, the pictures of it. really old designs of buildings down here on Library Street. I think that's a library. Oh no, that's the council. That's the council building, I think. Town Hall. I need to figure out which way I'm going now. There's the Wigan and Lee Courthouse. And I'm taking this way to Ince. Probably isn't the best way, but I'm going to have a look. So the plan is, I'm going to head down this main road towards Hindley Green, and what's the other one called? Atherton. So I've just passed Ince and Scold's. So that's basically what I'm going to do towards Manchester, is just follow this road. As I'm pretty sure anyone in an electric car would just jump on the motorway, but I'm a bike. Well, I'm not a bike, I'm on a bike, but yeah, I'm just going to head this way. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why this is here. It's a massive bloke, a massive golden bloke with a ceramic arse and a tiny knob. Fucking hell, they put the pubes on there as well. Jesus Christ. Apparently I am now in Ince. Just have a lot of vans with aircon. Before, when I said, oh, the sky looks cloudy, I've not actually checked the weather yet. So hopefully it's just gonna either stay like this or get sunny. Here is the Leeds and Liverpool Canal again, I'm pretty sure. Here is the sign for Lee Hindley Bolton. That makes complete sense, but you know, that's the way we're going. I'm pretty sure I was going towards Atherton, but I might have turned the wrong way, but that doesn't matter. To my left, in a bit, is where you can find the only tip in about 5 miles. Thank you, Mr. Tractor. Probably add that to 10 miles because the next tip from around here is in Skep. I'm coming up on a group of runners. So I'm now coming into Hindley. Should be there any second now, as I'm still on Wigan Road, and I've checked the time also. It's now 10 o'clock. Pretty sure I set off at 9, so I've got an hour in already, and I think, obviously I don't know how many miles this is, I'm just going to make an estimate of about 6 or 7 miles. We've got another council offices building here, as you can see, just coming up there. 1903. So I just want to point out that, so here's the street level, right? This might not be apparent to many people, but I just want to make out that why does it go down there? The street level, that's at least a metre drop from where I'm stood right now. And if you were to build this building properly, why did you need to dig down all that way from the street level? Bit weird, isn't it? And every other building around here is at street level. And that building was built, at least it says it was built in 1903. And these buildings, well, you can't see many of them now. Let's just get across this road. Oh, all these houses around here, I think they are newer than the ones that we passed before that were in 1899. But obviously you can see here that there is a big church. Now we are still on the same street level as before, so obviously this church is built in a different, older kind of stone. Looks more like it's built out of cobblestones. But as you can see, there is no thing around it. We've got the hooligans with their exhausts. As you can see there, obviously I don't know when this church was built. I can't see any plaque anywhere. But when this church was built, you can obviously see that there is no indentation. Am I going to get one over? No. So we'll just do a little check here. You can obviously see there that there is no lower bit, but there is also this. This is a good half a metre off the street level. So why is this raised like this? I know I nicked my bike. I can't see any plaques for the thing, but yeah, you can obviously see that there is a bit of a muckfuckery going on here. We are now heading out of Hindley into Hindley Green. And if anyone wants to know about what I was just talking about, I might start doing a little series about it, just going about the place and having a look at all the architecture of buildings and just comparing the official narrative of when these buildings were built and then questioning, you know, certain eras of when certain events happened, because it is a bit weird that you get houses like these all built on the street level, and I've got a feeling these are a little older than I mean, these are a little what would you call them, new, more new than the early 1900s or very late 1800s, because if you would have seen in the Wigan Centre, all that was built up in the mid 1800s, I think. I don't know my history on it. I'll probably do some more, put something on the screen. But as you can see, some of these houses are actually lifted off the street level. Now, I'm not trying to make any accusations or make any points. I'm just opening your eyes to it, because it is a bit weird. But anyways, we're at Hindley Green. I'm gonna stop talking about that shit at the moment, because this is just a bit of a challenge against electric vehicles. Not checking for mud flood damage. I mean, what? Right, I just went past the centre of Henley Green, and all there was an Aldi and some weird cafe which was packed, and people were flooding outside of it for some reason. I can't remember what town was next, but I think it's Everton, so that's where we're heading. Okay, as you can see, still on the A557 or whatever you just call that, towards Lee and Everton. And there's a Morrison's. There's another church. Church Is. It's called Church Is. Where your parents bring you to be baptised. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. You get it? I also failed to mention that this bike works completely fine. Everything works except for the 6th gear, as it takes a good minute or so to actually lock in, and also the brakes are a bit dodgy and the bells come off. But let's not get bogged down as we're coming into Lee. Right, just past the sign for Everton, so clearly it must be in Atherton now, even though, just gear down, even though I just saw the sign for Everton. So wait, no, even though I just saw the sign for Lee, I just went past the sign saying welcome to Everton. That doesn't make much sense, but yeah, we're in Lee and Atherton at the same time, and that's what it looks like. Semi-detached, couple of electric cars. Well, I think I've passed the average drive to work distance. I don't feel tired at all. My arse is a bit numb, but that's probably because there isn't much insulation on this seat. There's an old pub there, or whatever it is, called the United Industrial Society. Whatever that's supposed to mean. So we've got some weird stuff. And I swear that's what just passed me then was some sort of prison vehicle, and it's electric. Right, so here I am in the heart of Atherton, which is named by this pub here called the Talbot, the heart of Everton. And so down one of those roads there, I think the one straight ahead there, is towards Lee and the big sports village where they do the rugby games. But I'm going to head this way into Everton, and then I'm going to turn right into a town called Tyldesley, whatever you call it, and then I'm going to try and get into Manchester that way. Right ahead of me there, if you can see that big chimney, it's called Enna Mill, or ENA Mill. I don't know what it's actually called, but I think we might be passing it. Another one of those weird industrial age kind of buildings where everything just shot up out of nowhere, and now there's all these houses everywhere. Right, I am seriously confused, as I've just seen another welcome to Atherton sign. I've just been pelting it through there. I've just got up on a hill and there's a car behind me trying to get past, so I'll be a bus. So many subdivisions of churches. That one's called Grace Church. Some why it's called an evangelical, whatever that means. I have no idea. And then there's this big church here. Seems to have got a bit more funding. Or clearly a lot older. I have no idea what it's called, I'll just stick it on thing, but here we are, Manchester, straight ahead apparently. But I also need to make sure I'm going the right way. There's a fit bird on there. So yeah, I need to go down that way, or down there towards that fit bird. You know what, that going up hills thing makes sense. Get to go past the fit bird. Oh, she got no tits. Right, I just had a little camera malfunction there, but we're back on the road. And we are on the right road. This is, I forgot what road it's called, but we're heading towards Tilsley. Might even be called Tilsley Road. Oh look, botanical gardens. There's nothing much as a botanic. That's a lawn, mate. Anyways, back on with it. We've got another church. I'll jump in the road. Don't know what it is with these churches, but they're bloody everywhere. There's another one. What type of church is this? Oh, it's a cemetery. No, it isn't. It's just a church. There's sacred geometry on that roof. You must believe in something around here, because there's another church, and I've only gone half a mile. Parish church. And then you just get vapes. So this is some place called Elliott Street, where there's just a whole load of shops and the road is one way. That's kind of cool, to be honest. Well, I need to turn down one of these roads to get on the main road. Well, this is a lot more peaceful. I found the main road, it's just over there. And this road is quite steep. So this is not actually a road, this is just a footpath here. But to the left of me, over this hedge, is actually a guided busway. I mean, I've had a look, well, you actually see it now. You'll see that, like, how does a bus fit through that? I'm pretty sure this is where a train track was, because it's really straight around here. And I think someone said about this on the train track video I did. And, well, obviously it is a train track, but they've turned it into a busway. And, like, again, I do not understand how a bus gets through that thing, because even if the driver just jostles the wheel slightly, just a bit, he's going to hit the curb, and the bus is going to do a whole, like, I don't know what it would do, but it would just start wobbling. You know, I don't know what it would do, but it, you know, it just wouldn't be. I'm not going to say it wouldn't be safe, but I don't even know if this is working. Like, look at it. There's no bus. Where is the bus? Busway, look both ways. I'd rather see a train. And there's a bus just up there. Is he going to turn? Oh, he's letting people on. I don't know if it's actually going to come down here. I don't know if how that big double decker is actually going to fit down there. Probably will, but you know. And it's a scrapyard. Actually is. It's an electric bus.